What's up, knifers? Welcome to the next episode of Black Knight Blades. We are going to be making the Tom Brown style tracker knife out of this giant hunk of leaf spring that we had left over from a previous build. What build was it?
I don't know. That looks like you were about to make an integral.
It was from that guy, I bet.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. We're making another Bushcraft knife out of the leftovers from the old Bushcraft knife.
Stay tuned, like, subscribe, keep watching. So we've got our big fullering dies on it. We're going to go ahead and we're going to fuller out the steel and widen it before we start forging the steel and lengthening it. The reason for that is if I just start lengthening it right now, sure, it'll get a little wider, but what's really going to happen is you're going to end up with this long, tapered, skinny thing, and that's not really what we want. What we want to do is have it wide enough to be our blade, which is about 2 inches in width, and then long enough to be our blade. Overall length, Brian?
12 inches.
Bingo. Alright, so now that we have that giant chunk of steel forged down to a nice flat bar, it's still really thick. We want to keep the knife thick. Now we're going to try and start forging out the handle section. I'm going to clean up the choils a little bit, and then I'm going to work on the handle a little bit more, clean it up, call the handle Dunskies. I'm pretty happy with how that looks. You?
Yeah. The handle needs to sweep just a hair more.
This one back here?
Yeah, the back side.
You don't. Like that?
Yeah, I would say so. That'll probably be a pretty comfortable handle.
Hey, I think it will. Alright, we're going to take it over and we're going to cut the tip. Tom Brown Tonto.
I was just about to say that. Say it again.
So we decided to make a Tom Brown Tonto.
It's better than the first one. It's looking like a tracker.
Tom Brown tracker.
We've read a bunch of Tom Brown's books, very good books.
I know he has a series of 4 books that have got, like, I've read 2 of the 4 so far. The tracking one and then the foraging one. Both of them are really good.
Field Guide to Wilderness Survival, and I don't remember what they're all called.
The biggest thing I learned from the foraging book was that I could eat dandelions and that cattails are like a survivalist superfood and super resource.
Yeah, insulation.
The tubers are really good to eat. And then all the reeds on them you can be using for like different things and tasks you might have to do.
Getting there.
Getting there. I'm trying to forge in that little space. How many hours in are we now?
What time is it?
What time is it? We just went through the chain of what time it is. 3:30.
3.5 hours in.
So we're 3.5 hours in, and this is what we've forged. I gotta say, that was pretty good.
Yeah, looks like the knife.
Yeah.
Got it.
Bryan's been sweating his little hands off getting these shirts ready, and we've got 4 new shirts that are on the website right now, and they look a whole heck of a lot better than this shirt.
We will pre-cut the sleeves off if you like, though.
Yeah, you ask us, we will cut the sleeve. Well, then we gotta order it and send it to ourselves and then send it to them.
That was a joke.
Okay, yeah, we're not cutting the sleeves off.
Your sleeves off.
No.
You can cut your sleeves off.
Yeah, with one of our knives. At blackknifeblades.com.
Adding a little swoop action into the
Little swoop action.
little swoopy swoop. Little swoop John B.
Think I can make it on the movie The Hunted?
Yeah, you could be one of the pathetic little FBI lackeys that didn't know what was going on the whole time.
I'm more like a Tommy Lee
Yeah, the drummer.
Jones. Who's the drummer?
I think you're more like a Tom Jones.
Who's Tom Jones? The reason I started making knives was I wanted something that was high quality, that it is full of truth and full of justice and honor. All of these values are things that at Black Knife Blades we hold very close to us. This is truly, it's not just an American-made knife, it's made by real Americans. And we want, when you're carrying this knife, to know that you're carrying a true American knife. And when you put this on your hip, you can go into the woods, you can go into combat, you can go into, whether you're a paramedic or a police officer, whether you're working in the construction industry, and know that with this thing on your hip, it's your most trusted tool by your side. Whatever you have to cut, whatever you have to work on, the warranty's there. We're here, we're over here making them. I'm literally covered in sweat right now talking to you because we've been making knives all day. So, when you carry a Black Knife Blades, just know that you're carrying quality, integrity, truth, and justice on your hip.
So it's officially now us. It's our style. I think if we had made this thing sooner, it would have been the Texas Tom Brown Tracker Massacre.
All we have to do now is make sure that these things can cut. I think we should just, I don't know, I'm trying to think if we should just carry this cut all the way over across, like a blade almost too, and then file them.
Yeah.
Or we should just start with the filing.
What would make it the most saw-like?
I think the opposite, like you were talking about, the opposite files.
Yeah, file it.
I think that's going to
on
make it the
either
most
side.
saw-like. And we can even leave a little bit of tooth on each one. Really, so if you've ever read Tom Brown's books, the purpose for that sawback is so that you can create notches for things like traps and...
yeah, it's just a quick little drag it across a couple of times.
It's not meant to saw
You're
down
not-
a tree.
Yeah, you're not.
No.
cutting
Like
a
it's
tree
like
down.
a lot of the stuff he does trap-wise has this little U shape in it and stuff like that, and he'll stick wedges in it and things like that, and that's all that was for, was to just wedge stuff in. So, I think we try to achieve that. These are small files. If any of y'all out here have a better way of doing this, please feel free to leave in the comments an idea, but it has to be an idea with something I already have in the shop. My Dremel is broken, otherwise we would do it.
Or Vevert, actually.
Vevert. They do not make the Dremels like they make the anvils. It worked while it worked, but did not last very long. But if any of you have a better idea, put them in the comments below. We'd love to hear your ideas and we'd love to try them too.
If you want me to take a turn, I don't mind. I think I've just about dug all of the metal shavings out of my fingers from last time we worked 2 days ago.
Look how much we have to go. And look how much we've done.
Yeah.
At this rate, I'm gonna have arthritis.
We'll catch back up with Logan later. How's it coming? So we fixed the Vevinator.
The Vevinator has officially been forged.
So we just smashed it back together. We crimped it.
Pounded it.
With a lot of force. That is officially assault.
Let's go. I'm not even tired.
Not from that anyway.
Yeah, not from that anyway. It looks like death flames.
It looks gnarly.
Some Lord of the Rings music.
Just when you thought it couldn't look any meaner,
we went and punched it. Alright, so the knife is out of heat treat. It is ready to go and ready to put a handle on it. This is the material that we've selected for the handle. It's just some simple black micarta. But we're going to show you today that even simple black micarta can look really good when it's finished right. So one of the things we do is we trace out the handle profile first, because we want to try and cut close to that line as possible. If you've never ground micarta, it's a little bit tough on belts. It does not like to sand. It's a very hard material, which is great. For this application, it's a very tough knife, so we want a very tough material. These are just marks so that we know where to drill. This is always best to do this with the knife on the scales in the tracing that you've already done. We've done a lot of knives, and this is the best way to get them to fit as soon as you get done with them. So let's go ahead and cut these scales out. Let's get them to the grinder and grind them down to the profile. We always want to make sure we grind the fronts evenly, so that way when you put them on the knife, it looks good. So a lot of times people just kind of do one scale, or they even glue the whole knife on and then try to get in there later. So much easier if you just do the bolster area first. So we go from 60 grit to 120 grit, 220 grit, and then we don't have any 400, so we're just gonna use a whole bunch of 800.
We'll cut an 800 in half. How about that?
That's perfect.
Okay, time for the install.
We'll get some water.
Okay, time to go get some water and then the install. Time to install the handles.
I forgot we gotta cut pins for it first. Ah! Oh!
No. This is how we cut pins, and we normally have a little system for catching them, but hey, got it. Yeah, the robo grips are where it's at for this.
Hi, Logan Brackin here with Black Knife Blades with the brand new Robo Grips. These things are so useful. You can just clamp down on anything. They're Bryan's favorite.
Billy Mays here with Robo Grips. They're powerful. Excellent.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah.
said, I wanted to tell you real quick, with Micarta, there's two things you're going to want to do. Number one, we were really careful going over this. You notice there's not a whole lot of brown spots on it. The brown spots are burning. And so if you don't have a machine that you can turn down the speed and kind of slow it down so that you're not getting through it, you're going to want to make sure you take your time and not have these brown spots. They don't stand out very well. The second thing is take your time with the ends and make sure that all of your lines are going the same direction. When you go to hand sand this, it makes it a whole lot easier with Micarta. Micarta does not like the crosshatch sand marks. It doesn't want to get rid of them. It'll try to keep them in there. So put all your lines in the same direction and then go to hand sanding.
One tip for not getting the burn marks is work in different areas, like bounce around a lot from spot to spot, so you're not working in one area for too long. Yeah, that looks good. Looks really good. Looks mean. So, here's my question. I was thinking about this. I know Tom Brown is an actual person. Was Crocodile Dundee based off of anyone? An actual person?
I don't think so.
But if so, who do you think would win?
Tom Brown.
Why?
So, now this is just what he wrote in his book, but from watching videos, hearing the stories about him, because The Hunted was a true story. Like, Tom Brown's a real dude that was really hunting like bad guys and stuff like that. So
he's a tracker.
He was a tracker.
Which is why the knife is called the tracker.
Yes, smart butt. But he was raised by this Indian dude. Grandfather. They called him grandfather. And at like the age of 14, he dropped out of a tree and killed a deer with a knife.
Yeah, he hid in a tree, dropped onto the deer's back, and cut its throat.
I'm just saying, that's pretty intense.
But Crocodile Dundee, I'd rather go up against a doe than a crocodile.
Have you ever pissed off a doe before?
Yeah. No. Perma-bluing, kind of like a gun bluing.
That's actually exactly what it is. For those of you chemical savvy people, know this is not something you want to eat. Some people don't like putting it on their knives, but last time I checked, we weren't cutting foods with the handles and we weren't licking the handle. And if you're licking the handle of your knives, you probably need to go see a doctor anyways. Alright, so real quick, if you're going to use Perma Blue on your knife tangs to blacken them, one, it does make a really cool black, even finish across the handle. We love it. We do it on all of our knives. If you're wanting to do this and you're going to buff your knife, you have to do the Perma Blue first, because it will put the compound over the shiny part of the knife and you will never get the Perma Blue on there. Now you can go back and trace it and chase it with some 1000 grit sandpaper and then perma black it, but it's safe to just do it first.
Don't ask how we know. That's better already.
It's like you're walking around the woods and you're like just bushcrafting it up and you look over, tree said something bad to you. Would you say tree? Yeah?
Or if Crocodile Dundee confronts you.
That's like a razor.
Hologram.
Yeah, the hologram. This one's kind of chompy. It feels really sharp. And it's about to get a lot sharper, but this just, oh my gosh. This is an axe grind. I need to call my tattoo artist and tell him I'm ready for another tattoo because it's a nice shaving already. Like the other one I was kind of feeling the hairs coming out, popping the hairs a little bit. This one I don't even feel. I can't wait to test this thing. It's gonna be nuts.
We're gonna go track a fugitive with it.
Put a bandana on and everything and like run through the woods.
Cover ourselves in mud.
This is yes.
Wait, we only have one.
Well, you better go get a rock.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make mine.
It's like
kind of a rock.
No, dude. Take a nightmare. You'll be set. Or take any one of those.
True.
You know, I feel bad for like the poor soul that comes to our house one day and tries to rob us.
Oh, that'd be so exciting.
Bryan, can you please pass me the Dragon Wakizashi?
Yeah.
I feel like using that one today.
Give me all your... Here, I came to give you some money.
Time for a test. Ready? You're gonna have to come back for the next video. Bryan is gonna do a one-day challenge. We will be giving out details slowly over the course as we're building up for the challenge, and he's gonna be doing this one-day challenge with this knife. You're not gonna want to miss this video. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be really cool.
Something a little different for the channel.
Something a little different and loads of fun. So make sure y'all come back next video.